So one of the things that my rich dad taught me is you have to learn to work with people, and you listen to a person's words. I can tell an employee by their words. When somebody comes up to me and says, I'm looking for a nice, safe, secure what? Job with benefits, I know I have somebody who comes from the value system of an employee, the mindset of it. When I meet somebody who says to me, I charge $100 per hour, or I just can't seem to find good employees, or my commission rate is 6%, generally they're self-employed. The problem that I found in education, academic education, is they tell people, my poor dad said was go to school and find a nice, safe, secure what? Job. This is my poor dad's advice. And what my rich dad said to me was, don't bother with that, go this way, build companies, build businesses. My rich dad said to me, if you want job security, own the company. That was the best thing you could do. So I learned to build businesses here. Just as a stat for you, if you're interested, is that the average rich person throughout the world, 30% of their income comes from here and 70% comes from there. And the average poor middle class person, their income comes from here. And that's the big difference there. So that's why I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is to become wealthy, you have to learn to have businesses or other people work for you. So my Rich Dad taught me was this. It says that a business owner, what they're always looking for are excellent systems and excellent people. And that's what I studied, systems and people. There's three kinds of systems primarily in the world today. One's a C corporation. IBM is a C corporation. Most rich people own C corporations. Then in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, another thing came on the line, was called franchises. One of the most famous franchises was what? McDonald's, today the largest landholder in the world. And in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, franchises were considered illegal. And then there came out a new one in the 60s, a thing that most of us are in here, is a thing called network marketing. And that's a business because it's a system with what? People. That's what makes it a system, that the individual can actually move on and have a system and people work for them. I have personally, my oil company, my mining company, my real estate companies, some education companies are primarily C corporations. One of them went public off of the Canadian Exchange in Vancouver. The other one I have here is I've built franchises. But when I looked into it, when I met some individuals who are with the Jaeger organization, I started considering network marketing. I considered building one myself. But the more I looked at, so I went around and I looked at the different organizations, and I came back to this one. There's one reason for it, is in my opinion, what the Jaegers have done is built the best system in the world right now to make the best people. And I did go and do my market research. The reason I love what the Jaegers are doing is because when I met Dexter, I only met him last week for the first time in St. Louis. I've been hearing about this legend. He reminded me exactly of my rich dad. I mean, that guy doesn't think like normal people do. He has a different point of view. But the reason I respect the Jaegers so much is they're very much like my poor dad from the point of view they're dedicated to education first. And so that's why I decided to, my diamond upline is Bill and Amy Galvin from Dallas, Texas. He joined this business rather than start my own. So the point I'm bringing up here is this. How many people have ever had a hard time talking to one of these people here about this? Okay? It is almost impossible because they do not understand. They do not understand. These people are into job security. They want to know, and these people here, a business owner, and many times when I'm building a business, I may not get paid from anywhere from 1 to 7 years. I have to build a business. When I met my wife, I was building another business. I know she didn't marry me for my money because I didn't have any money. I was building a business. And we worked very hard to build businesses. One of my problems with the school system today is they're still teaching people to look for nice, safe, secure what? Jobs, and it's making them wimps. So the thing I want to talk to you about is a lot of times when I talk to other audiences, most corporations don't invite me in to talk to their employees. They don't like me for some reason. I can't figure out why. Because I predominantly teach business, entrepreneurship and investing when I teach. And so a lot of people want to find their path to financial freedom this way. The problem with this is if they're looking for nice, safe, secure jobs, they're also looking for nice, safe, secure investments. And there aren't any. And that's why they get wiped out. You know, they have this thing called the 401k and mutual funds, and it's a great idea. But investing is a game of winners and losers. And I'm concerned that within the next few years, there's going to be a lot of these guys who are going to get cleaned out. Last week, what they cleaned out? No. So the reason I support what the Jaegers are doing is because, and what each and every one of you is doing, is every time you show the plan, you're giving one of these, What was that again? Where is my paycheck, sir? One of these people an opportunity to join the business. Because I will show you the path to the ultra-rich follow. This is the path that Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, who else? Anyway, Trump. What they do is they build businesses. That's what the rich do. And this here is the path of the ultra-rich. They first build businesses, and because they have so much money, they have to invest it somewhere. When I spent time talking to Dexter Jaeger in St. Louis, this is exactly what he does. He builds businesses and he invests. I meet a lot of people who come here and they try being investors, but they ain't got enough money to invest, so they got to play it safe. That make sense, you guys here? So what you guys are doing, in my opinion, is a smart way to do it. That's the way Bill Gates did it. He builds businesses, and he's got so much money, he's got to invest. And that's the path of the ultra-rich. And every time you guys show the plan to one of these people here, you're giving them the opportunity to become ultra-rich. So give yourselves a hand for that. One of the tough parts, really quickly, is when I think this is the worst position of all. The reason is the government rips them to shreds. But the problem with this is these are the really smart people. The trouble with being successful here is what happens if you're good. You get busy. And then you have to work harder. And because you're not very good at managing your cash flow, pretty soon you're like this again. You know, you're working hard, and your cash flow is going out the door. That's why, in my opinion, this is one of the hardest ones. These guys on planet Earth, they're called the rugged individuals. And if you play this game twice with them, they're going to go, oh, now I know what they're talking about. Now I know what that plan is for. You're trying to get me off the wimp track. And get you on the fast track that Dexter Jaeger and the Diamonds are on. This is the fast track, and that's the whip track. And so every time you show the plan, and if you play the game, you're assisting me in narrowing the gap between the haves and the have-nots. So I thank you all very much for that. Thank you.
부자아빠 열풍은 한국에도 몰아닥쳤습니다. 회원수가 200명이 훌쩍 넘는 한 인터넷 동호회의 오프라인 정기 모임. 이들이 열중하고 있는 것은 부자아빠 책에 소개된 캐시플로라는 게임인데요. 사람들은 이 게임을 통해서 왜 열심히 일하고도 돈에 항상 허덕이게 되는지를 체험합니다.